Alright guys, welcome to a tutorial that hopefully will put you off ever wanting to do 3D printing ever in your life, and hopefully is so boring that you will never watch another one of my videos. Anyway, we all know what Susan W. thinks of my content, so let's get straight to the tutorial. Anyway, let's talk about what it is that makes geometry such a pain in 3D printing. Anyway, let's take this geometry right here. Let's zoom in on it real quick so you guys can see. And it looks fantastic on the outside, right? And you'd think that this would print amazingly well. However, all you gotta do is look at the bottom here, and very soon you will notice that it's missing faces. So when you're missing faces, that usually ends up really not being so good because it's what is called not watertight. But most of the time you can't tell that this is happening. So what you can do is press 3 on your keyboard. Now this is not actually smoothing the actual model. This is a fake representation of what is, or what it would look like if you were to add a deformer onto this thing. And that, my friends, is when you go ahead and click on the model, then go on to over here on the side. I'm not sure if you guys can even see that. Maybe I have to move the computer over here. There's a thing called Add Modifier. If you were to actually smooth this, you'd have to go onto a subdivision surface. And now this is actually subdivided the surface, and once you do press, I do believe, apply, let's see, I think it's this one, nope, this one. Alright, now whether I press this button or not, you see it stays, and it has actually, let's go to edit mode, it has actually added layers to the mesh. Okay. On the other hand, if we can go back onto object, here we go. We'll go back into object mode and we'll go Control Z a few times. Come on, there we go. On the other hand, if you just press 3 on the keyboard, it does that, and then you press 1, it goes straight back because it has not added any actual geometry to the geometry. It was just showing you what it would look like if you did add that modifier. Anyway, what that actually does is, though, when you do have it in smooth, is immediately show you where the broken parts of your model might be. It will also warn you if there are internal faces inside that were messed up. And what are internal faces? Very interesting stuff, isn't it? No. I know I've bored you to death, Susan W. I know I have. I know you have. Anyway, an internal face is, for instance, if you were to go to edge here. Okay, let's do an internal face. If I do an edge here and an edge here, and I select those, and I press Alt F, it will make an internal face. Now, although the internal face is on the inside, and you won't see it, so let's say I do this and this, and now there is an internal face that from the outside you can't see, but if you go inside, ta-da, the internal face is still in there. And another way to do that is go in and select the face here, select the face so you know that there is a face in there. You can't see it from the outside, but it's in there. And when you press on object mode and do this, then that internal face could cause issues to you later on. But anyway, this should give you a general idea of why it's useful to press the 3 key on there to see if your geometry is going to do some strange things or not. But yeah, of course, whenever you 3D print stuff, you don't leave it in this option. You put it back into this, and then you export it into OBJ or STL for the 3D printer to read. But yeah, okay, so hopefully you guys get a good understanding of why the smooth is useful when checking your geometry to see what's going on. And as you can see here, when I did that modification, there used to be a hole here that disappeared because when you create things using booleans, like cuts and stuff using booleans, and then you go in and try to fix the geometry, sometimes the hole, which is still technically there, disappears all of a sudden. And we can go back here in edit mode and delete that face, and the hole is back. Isn't that beautiful? But again, if you were to 3D print this part, because the face is missing, the hole would not print, and probably this whole part here would wig out, which is why most people just give up on 3D printing, because it's like they either want to just print stuff that other people made, or when it comes to building their own models, they're just like, I can't, it's just too much. So they either just they go to other programs mostly, because building like this is very tedious. They may use something like Fusion 360, which is a pain because the license keeps running out all the time. Or they may use something like Design Spark Mechanical, which is much better than Fusion 360. Or they may go and use Tinkercad, but Tinkercad is very limited and you can't do that much. So that's why I prefer Blender. But then you really have to see all these little details that pop up. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope I bored you to death, and you will never want to watch another video of mine again. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.